Alright, hey YouTube, long time no see. I figured I would do a video today, first one in quite a while actually, and what I wanted to do was use some of my beeswax that I've got. This is actually beeswax. It's a fairly good ingot of it, and there's some here. I had more, but for the life of me, I have no idea where I put it. Seems to be the story of my life these days. Anyway, the goal of what I want to do is I want to take some jute twine, soak it in this, and I also want to take, if there's enough afterwards, there probably will be, I want to do a couple of these bags. Actually, I'm not sure if I'll do the burlap one. I might do it later. We'll see what happens. But a couple of these bags, this one's got a sharpening pendant in it, and this one's basically just a trap bag. I keep my snares in here. You can see those. A couple of them are handmade, and another one is actually store-bought. But go ahead and get started on this. I got to clear this off, get my tech mat moved, because I don't want to get any heat on my tech mat. Alrighty, be right back with you. Alright, so this is my workstation. You can see I've got crap all over this. What I was going to do, I was going to try to demonstrate my Monster Can stove that I made years ago, but I ran into a problem. It's a little too tall and my pot won't sit level. That's too dangerous. So I'll just go back to the Alox stove, which this thing's actually served me well for quite a while. It's starting to get a nice little patina on it. But this is probably one of my favorite alcohol stoves. It's a knockoff copy of the Trangia alcohol burner, spirit burner. But looking at it, it's made exactly the same way. And using it, I really don't have any complaints. So, in my book, hell yeah. It's actually kind of difficult to film a video with a broken wrist. This happened at work, and I've been off because you really can't do my job with one hand. I went back one day and it was absolutely impossible. Alright, so here we go. I'm gonna start with my MSR pot. Just gonna put it on there as a double boiler, and then I figure I'll just go ahead and put my wax into the tin. And you want to do this because it's not a good idea to just melt your wax over a direct heat source. The way a candle works basically burns the wax vapors, and if you get your wax to vaporize, that's not pretty. So a double boiler keeps the heat down, safely melts the wax while preventing catastrophes. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and light this. This has turned out to be my most used item out of the battle box that I've ever gotten. Give that just a minute to kind of bloom. There it goes, we're good. And what I'm going to do is, I've got this container, kind of this fits down in here, here's the lid, and I secure it with a Ranger band. This is an old makeup container. I can't remember where I got it. I actually think my old friend Jake Wilson gave this to me on a outing at one point, but I've got my jute twine down at the bottom and some Vaseline impregnated cotton balls for fire starter. And in here, I used to have Maya dust, basically fat wood shavings, and as long as you keep up with them, they work pretty well. But as old as these were, they dried out. They wouldn't start a fire anymore. So I'm going to switch to something a little bit more shelf stable, and magnesium shavings. I'm going to put those in there. So I'm going to get the rest of this kind of set up. I see a little bit of steam. Looks like it's heating up already, which is a good thing. I'm going to go ahead and put this in there. And when it starts to boil and the wax starts to melt, I'll be right back with you. Alright, so I had to kind of switch over to my Coleman little mini burner here so I can adjust the flames. The alcohol stove got way too hot, and it was even starting to vaporize the wax inside the water, so no bueno. My fire alarm up there went off, which, yeah, I'd rather not hear that. Alright, here we go. Hopefully that stays melted long enough to accomplish this. See what happens. Yeah, looks like there's some impurities or something in there. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so I'm just going to take this jute twine, and I'm just going to toss it in there as is. Let it kind of soak that up. Give it some time for it to really soak in. Okay. Let that drip. I'll set it right there to let that cool. And I think the bag that I'm going to do is going to be my trap bag. Now normally what you'd want to do is you'd want to brush this onto the bag in several coats, but I'm impatient. Yeah, looks like there's some kind of nast in there. I don't know what that was. But looks like the bag has officially removed whatever that was in there. And honestly, I'm not really too worried about too heavy of a coating on the bag. It doesn't bother me. Alright, I'm going to set that aside as well. And it does look like I have enough to do the small sharpening pendant bag. Alright. I'm going to let these dry and I'll be right back with you. Alright, so I went ahead and I shoved it down in there, but I'm going to take a piece of it and we'll give it a try. Make sure that's nice and fluffed up. There it goes. A little bit windproof, but not bad. I'd say that works. And for now, I'm not going to strike this up in here. I really don't want that smoke alarm going off. I pulled the battery, but we don't own the house and we can get in trouble for that. Make sure that's pushed down good. Looks good. There we go. All right, good to go. This is actually a strike-all. That was back when Pro Tool decided to make a water-resistant match striker. Thing works really good. You got to work with it and learn how to use it, but it was a good product. And then they decided to put it on a matchbox, and they ruined the whole thing. This is a piece of luminous cat eye tape. I dropped this. I can hopefully shine a light and find it. But yeah, there's that. As far as these go, these have got to sit just a little bit longer to kind of really dry off. And then once they are, I'm going to work them around a bit, get the excess off of them, and then I'll put everything back in them where it's supposed to go. I know this was a short video for my first one back, but I hope you enjoyed it regardless. I'll be putting more videos up. The next one, I'm not really sure what it is. I'll play it by ear. I'm actually kind of thinking that what I'm going to end up doing is just covering stuff like I did today. Knives, guns, cleaning guns, maintaining guns, basically talking about guns, different gear, other knives, things like that. If that sounds cool, go ahead and like and subscribe and share my videos as far as you can share them. And I'll see you soon.